And welcome everybody to the first episode of Timberborn. I know you're used to seeing Cult of the Land today, but quite frankly, the last several times I've tried playing it is turned around and yeah, it's I've ended up rage quitting a couple of times, so I decided that I'm going to put a pause on Cult of the Lamb for the next little while, and we'll continue the playthrough at a later time. So we're going to go play... I've played this game a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, we'll start with just the basic guys. Now, I've always played on this map, so I'm actually going to turn around and do a different map. Let's see, how do I want to do this? We want to do Helix Mountain or Lakes. Let's do... Actually, let's take a look what terraces is. We'll stay on normal difficulty, which means the droughts are going to get longer and longer and longer, and more harsh the longer we play. Okay. We're going to call this place Haven. No, I guess not. We'll just call it Let's Play, because I know I haven't used that name. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the game, and I'm actually going to come take a look around. So I've got a water source there. Can waterfall there. So water can keep spinning. It ends there. So we've got a spot there we can dump some water. Let's see where our other water source is. Got another water source there. And now I need to find out where our actual base was. Right here. Okay. So where can I... that's a 2, that's a 1. Got a decent amount of trees. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a dam here. The reason for this is we need water trapped for when the drought happens. I'm going to get a water pump. We'll put that there. We're going to get our water storage. Put those there. So that's where all the beavers are going to go and get their water from. So I need timber to start. So if I put our lumberjack here, yeah, that's going to be able to grab everything. So we'll get our lumberjack there. We'll chuck a second one there just to accelerate things. So that's going to get us our timber. So I'm going to need, so I have food now that I need. So right now, all I can really do is gather berries. So I'm going to chuck 2 berries there. So now that those are set up, now we need to path. Ooh. That was a very poor decision for where they put the house. It makes it so that I can't get in there, which is sad. I wonder, can I actually adjust that? That is here. So if I demolish you, shift you back 1. Because then I'll delete this path to about here. And do that. That way I've got just a straight shot. So for this, we're going to turn around and we're going to merge it over here. So that's going to get all that stuff up and running. So we'll let these guys start moving around, get this stuff done. Okay. Oop, it's you that I want. Now it is very, very, very easy to screw yourself over really early game. And the way you do that is by harvesting all the trees. Because if you harvest all the trees, the forest won't grow back. So right now, if I left it like this, once all these trees were gone and the young ones adulted up, they wouldn't grow back. So what I'm going to do, oops, that one there, is just several random trees throughout the entire thing. Are going to be told that they're just going to be left alone. That way these trees will grow and seed and spread new saplings, which will then grow. Now, one thing you can do in order to limit where things will eventually spread is the trees won't spread past paths. Now, I'm perfectly fine with it taking over up here, but it won't grow into these dried out areas. As for the berry bushes, do we have anything here? No. So I'm actually locked up here until I can get some research done in order to be able to expand downward and get down here. So to that end, I'm actually going to turn around and lock off these berries. This is also going to have the advantage of making this accessible. Okay, so next, storage. I'm going to want... Let's get a large stockpile for logs. Let's get a medium warehouse. We're going to use that for berries. So we'll set these. You're going to be berries. And you're going to be logs. So I'm also going to need some lodging for these guys. That inhabits 3. I have 11 beavers to start, so... We'll get... that's 12, so we'll get 15. That'll help my population grow a little bit. So for everything, I want stockpile, U3, and stockpile. And at least U2. You guys are going to be the highest priority. In fact, because I need food and everything else, I guess I'm going to drop the housing priority 1. Temporarily bump the number of people that are working there. Okay, so we now got a water pump. That's going to take a person, so we're going to drop that down by 1 person. Now, up here in the corner, you can see I have 8 beavers working. I have no job vacancies, and I have no unemployed. Here you can see I have 11 homeless beavers. I have no beds and no beds that are occupied. And here's just the total number of beavers I have. I have 8 adults and 3 children. And right there they're needing water, which is the entire reason for this thing. Now I really need to, you know what, I think I'm going to link these 2 paths just to make it a little bit shorter travel path for them. Oop, I forgot to set you to water. Okay, that's going to enable the stockpile of all materials. Your beavers can survive without water and food for a little while, but their health will start declining and they will eventually pass on. So try not to let that happen. You can see down here we've got just the quest log as to what's going on, showing I have 7 constructions that are lacking materials. Now this, I'm actually going to increase its priority because I really need this. I don't know when the first drought's going to happen, and as such I kind of want to make sure I keep water in here, especially since I have no method of getting down here to get it where any other water might congregate. I don't know. When I get down here, if I wall that off, I can make a giant pool here. It might be worth it. So, next, I'm going to need researcher to unlock the forester who's going to plant more trees for me. So I guess I need to work on science. So right now, I'm going to get 3 science for now. But their priority, we'll set their priority kind of low. Because I want everybody housed before anything else. Dark green means it's highest priority. Green here means it's second highest priority. Gray is the neutral priority, where low is that orangish color, and the lowest priority is the red. Enables you to prioritize where your buildings are getting done. Now these will slowly spread, which is one of the reasons why I locked this off, is I'll let them spread. Another thing to note is if you run out of water in this, all of your ground is going to turn into this, and nothing can grow. So you need to keep water going. Okay, so our dam is done. This will keep, it's not going to be a lot of water, but it'll keep a chunk of water back in here even when it's dry season. And then it'll allow the extra to just flow through as normal. See, I've got 2 beavers that are looking for work. So let's bump that up, get you at max occupancy. That's now complete. So we're actually going to switch one of you now to a high priority. Get you complete, because I've got, well, now 2 beavers that are adult. Now, I need more food. So I'm going to need to build a farmhouse. So this is where things are going to get tricky, because I don't have a lot of room around here. Actually, let's cancel you. You there, and you there. I'll tell you why I'm going to build 2 overall in a moment. But I'm going to have one set to a really low priority. So for crops, we're going to want carrots. Now if you click on a building, this highlighted green area means this is where the workers of said building can actually operate. So keep that in mind. There's no point in trying to set larger crops for areas that I haven't got water to just yet. So now your beavers are actually smart. They won't go planting stuff in areas that aren't watered. Because I need a lot of food, berries will do for a spell. Let's just make sure our farm can actually... No, see? Our farmer can't reach those ones down here. So we might as well just cancel them. Oh, actually, it's set you to low. Okay. Now your goals here is the more of these you succeed, well, first of all, you need to get an average of 15 while playing in order to unlock the Iron Teeth. But your goal is to get really all of these maxed. That's your goal. Now that's got 18, so let's get that one set to highest priority. Oh, right. Okay. That's the workplace priority. So now we've already got one plant, but we've got certain work hours are doing. So these will take 4 days to grow. And this will show your current progression on how much of it is grown and how much food it's going to provide. So because we've got that now, we are going to need to store our carrots. Just chuck that there. Now, I'm going to need more people soon. Ooh, right, I need to tell you to... This is one of the things that I keep forgetting to do, is just setting these warehouses. But it gives you all your different warnings here, like buildings lacking workers and construction material. Now, the unfortunate part is your population will go up and down because beavers will age and pass on. So it's more along the lines of how you want to set things up. Your general goal is to have a large enough population that you always have adults available to do the jobs you want done. And you always got kids growing. Since I need a larger population, set you to the higher priority. You already see our busy beavers are going out and planting all our various different crops. Yes, if you select a building, the beavers that are working on that for that building will glow blue. Makes it a little bit easier for you to identify what's going on if somebody's being, yeah. You know, as you can see, this workplace, which is done, can't reach here. Can reach everywhere else, just not that one little bit of an area. And I'm slowly running out of trees. Now there's things you can do to increase the hydration and liquid levels around all over the place, which is one of the things I will be doing. One of the things you can do is the irrigation tower. But that, well, that takes 2 water an hour just to keep everything irrigated, so it's a little on the expensive side, where I have different ideas to how to do things. Okay, so your workplace priority, you're going to be a little bit higher priority than everywhere else. Now, the reason I do build 2 of these is I'm actually down here. You have what are they going to prioritize? One group I'm going to have prioritizing, they're going to harvest everything. That's their job. That's going to be their priority, is harvesting. Where the other group, their priority is planting. So if you've got a proper balance, you'll be planting as you're harvesting and keep everything flowing. So you've got 93, good. You've got no carrots, which doesn't surprise me because the very first carrot that was planted still hasn't fully grown. But the amount of wood I have, yeah. Oh, right. You guys are suffering. Your beavers can suffer from conditions. Like right now, they've got broken teeth. Which means I need to take care of that. Under well-being, we've got a way of taking care of that. For this, it's just a tooth grindstone. And since we're going well-being, let's give them a campfire. Let them have a place that they can go sit around and chat with each other and socialize. Don't ask me how grinding their teeth fixes broken tooth, but it evidently does. And I have 11 research. And that right there is telling me that a drought's going to come in 3 days. So, yeah, we kind of... That's why I went and did this right off the bat, is always secure a water supply. Because your choices are securing a water supply or having so many of these things that you don't even need to worry about water. But you can only pump up so much per day, per shift, per unit. So keep that in mind. Okay. Good. Now I've got 5 jobs that are unoccupied. And I don't really need too many builders, so I'm going to drop one of them down. And we're going to bump your work priority by 1. It means I'm going to start having constant flux of research, but I'm still keeping my more critical jobs filled. When this bar reaches full, that's when the drought starts. And it stays until that bar empties. So, keep that in mind. And how much research do I need for the forester hut? 60. And I'm going to need planks anyways, so let's start working on that. First things first, I don't want to store a lot of planks at the moment. So I'm going to turn around and just have a small storage. We're going to set you to planks. And we actually need to manufacture planks, which means we need a lumber mill. Now this means we're going to need power. And when you begin, you've got 2 ways of getting power. One, power wheel. That has an advantage where it's a constant source of power. You'll always have a beaver going and running in it as a job. But it doesn't produce a lot of power. Or you can have the water wheel, which will produce more constant more constant power. But as soon as drought hits, it's done. So I'm going to get the power wheel here. It's going to take a beaver to run it, but I don't really have much choice. And I have 15 jobs and I have a total of 21 beds. So as people grow up, this will resolve itself. So I'm actually going to have a total of 16 jobs, as this workplace is going to need one. So there we got our beavers going and harvesting the carrots and replanting. That's good, that's working. Our foragers, you know what? I don't need 2 foragers for berries. I only need 1. Which means I can turn around, go into our crops, and just plant that 1 extra carrot crop. And you need 10 more logs, and I'm running out of lumber I can go after. Because, oh, hello. Might as well clean this up a little bit. Now the beavers won't go and harvest young trees. They'll let them grow. And I'm not exactly sure as to the rate of propagation for trees, so it's going to be slow. But right now I'm out of lumber. I have 8. Ooh. I want to pause you. As you can see, the drought happened, and well, it's within the range of the irrigation that the water channel is gone. So now that the drought's ended, the water's starting to flow again. So it's going to refill my area here. Eventually it'll fill enough that it'll overflow right there, which is then going to start everything else. Okay, I have 161 research, so one of the first things I'm going to unlock is a forester. Kind of want you to reach everywhere. So if I put you there, you'll reach everywhere I want forested. Is that the proper connection point? Yes, it is. Good. Okay, so you've got all the logs you need. So we'll run you. I only have 4 logs left, and need 7. So let's somewhere I can drop by just that one person. Let's drop you. So that'll start getting me the planks I need. But since I've now got the forester that I'm going to get built, I can now tell you to turn around and just go after the last of these trees. Because now I'm going to be able to replant them. So you're going to be a high priority. And you two are going to stay high priority. You always need logs incoming. What? Yeah, accidentally paused the game. Okay. So the unfortunate part is where my overlay is I lose track of whether I pause the game or not. Okay, got 161 research, and I want to start irrigating some other stuff. So I'm going to go, I need 250 for the water dump. Okay, there we go. So you're now good. You've got person in you, so we're going to start plant trees. Now, various different trees have different uses. Birch grows in 9 days, produces 1 log. Pine grows in 12 days, produces 2 logs. But it also, after 7 days after it grows up, it produces pine tar, which we'll need a lot later on. Where maple produces 8 logs, but it takes 30 days to grow. So it could take a bit. Then we've got chestnut, which takes 24 days for 4 logs. Right now, I think I'm going to go 12 days to... I think I'm going to go maple. Just to keep things from growing past this point, I'm just going to drop a path there, lock it in place. Now these are natural stairs that they're what's letting getting up there, so I actually need to do a slight adjustment here. Because I'm going to need a path up here. So get rid of that. I think I'm going to path... Ooh. I think I'll path here. Then we're going to come through here, and I need to get levee. This will completely block water from moving. I'm going to have them build 2 levees there. And yeah, I was close to having the research that I needed. Okay, so all my jobs are currently filled, but not really. Let's get that up full. Everything else is full. So that's 18, and I have 21. I'm going to have to start expanding our housing again. How do I want to do this? I generally vastly prefer these, the triple lodge. Holds 9, slightly smaller space, but it's 2 stacked high. But don't quite have the research for it just yet. So let us see here. Grab ourselves a path. And every now and then, as they cut down the trees, you're going to want to come back in here with your maple or whatever it is you want and just re-highlight just to cover any little ones that you may have missed. Because any of the stumps can now get basically planted over. And see here, this is where they're showing about the irrigation, is they're not going to plant where it won't irrigate. And I think I need to work on a little bit of hauling capability. This just means more people that are going to go and grab stuff from various different resource locations and start stashing them. Okay, we're full on berries, which is good. Full on carrots, which is also good. I think right now I'm going to turn around. Get another 3 liquid storages going. I might actually have to put in another pump, so I'm actually going to cancel this one. When you delete a building, you only get back about 75% of the resources that went into it. So keep that in mind. I should probably turn around and make another water pump just so it's done. Here's our forester going ahead and planting. How are you growing? You're just about 50%, so you've got another 6 days to go. It's the hurry up and wait times. And I just wish it wouldn't have this trees showing in the highlighted areas, because it makes it hard to see sometimes as to what you're doing. Okay, so you've got that research. We're going to take our water dump, place it there. I'm actually going to want you to be a high priority. So So you got... I'm not going to need planks for a while, so I'm actually going to shut you two off. One, just so I'm not wasting beaver power. And two is just simply so that once this is built and this is built, they can be staffed. Get those as high priority. And now we wait. Yeah, if you don't build these levees first, just to hold the water back, it'll spread out, and if a building gets flooded, it'll shut down. So we have another drought coming in 3 days. And we can already see I'm struggling a little bit with water. That's why I'm building the second pump. Now I suppose I should start working on being able to get out of here, so I'm going to need stairs. I'm going to need scaffolding. That's going to enable us to... We'll start being able to get down here. That's going to enable us to get down here, and then we'll see from there. Now, one thing you see these glowing lines in your paths. They'll eventually turn red, and then they'll stop. Where it stops means that's as far as the beavers can go in whatever particular district you have. So you've got to pay attention to that. And now I know if I turned around and I put birch that it would grow in like a third of the time, but it's... You get 2 versus 8. So it's more efficient planting these. Because once it gets up and running, which admittedly is the slowdown, that's when things really start kicking off. Now I'll eventually plant some of these strictly for their secondaries. And that's all that they're going to be for, is just for harvesting their secondaries, but not at this moment. I need the wood too much. Now these are basically going to be on hold until I get more planks. Because see here, the water's no longer flowing down here. And as things slowly drain out, this happens. Now if this happens for too long on these bushes, right there, It'll die in 8.6 days. That's not a good thing. And that's where the levees really shine, is because it's keeping me having water here. This will, however, run out if you pump too much out. This will dry up, and then you're boned. So having a water supply here that you can operate from during a drought is critical. There we go. So that's now all fully done. These aren't going to be useful for a while. So we'll pause them. Got more research. How much do I need for this? Windmills, 120. I just need planks for that. Like anything else, the windmill is very conditional. Let's put that there. And I'm going to put a water wheel. Okay, so you're not going to do that. Okay. I want to try to get off that power. So let's put a water wheel there. We don't want to go right beside, but we can put you there. And then we're going to need to simply because I know I'm going to need gears at some point. Right? You won't let me hook directly in. Okay, never mind. I'll get that set up. So now we play a waiting game for our crops to grow, or at least our trees to. How close are you guys? Another 15 days. So, we're actually nearing wrapping up point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here. Let all this construction finish. And when we come back, we'll start working more. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you all next time.